What's up, guys? Welcome to another Gaming Ahead video review, and this is a moment we've been waiting for a long time because it's time to review Ghostbusters!
Yeah! Hey, we're just going to talk about Ghostbusters, how it was pleasantly surprising, I have to say. Most movie video games, or video games that branch out of movie franchises, don't always come out as we hope.
Definitely the first time we saw the trailer, we were kind of laughing and making jokes about how much this game's gonna suck, but I'll be the first to say, and I'm very happy to say, that we were dead wrong. Presentation-wise, for example, it's dead on to everything we've seen from the franchise. In terms of the original content, that was one thing that I really enjoyed, is how accurate it was.
Definitely, and at the same time, while you're playing through, you don't feel like you're just playing this random game that just has Ghostbusters slapped on it. You know, like you really interact with the characters. You know, and another thing that they did is to really transform it from a movie franchise to a game. Is they really cater to gamers by making all these really fun levels, having all these really cool bad guys. They make these new weapons that you've never seen before, but also stay true to Ghostbusters. You know, you get all these upgrades, and the more ghosts you trap and the more jobs you do, the better your weapons can be. It
doesn't make it just a proton pack game, which initially that's what I thought it was going to be, because obviously historically speaking, that's all the Ghostbusters use, that and the slime. But I was glad to see a little variety in your weaponry, and another thing I was glad to see is some of the I guess the bosses in this game are actually some of the most iconic bad guys from the movies. You know, it's great to shoot down Stay Puft off that building. It's cool to see the Grey Lady, the librarian, Slimer, obviously.
Another thing that they did to keep the longevity of the game, to keep you playing even after you're done with the campaign, is they actually put in a really awesome online. A lot of people were complaining that the main story wasn't cooperative, but it works out with the game. There's certain parts of the game where you have to be alone. It also gives it that eerie feeling, you know. You're chasing after ghosts, you know, you're in these haunted libraries, museums, and it works out. So they give you the chance to go play with your friends, and you get all these missions, from containment, which is trapping as many ghosts as possible, to something like an attack and defend, or being able to defend your proton meters. You know, like they have these little staffs in the ground. You got to protect them from the ghosts. And just different stuff like that. You got survival, which is something kind of like the Gears of War horde mode, where you just get waves of ghosts, and it really works out very well for the game.
This isn't just a game where you just blast ghosts and they disintegrate or whatever. It stays true again to the original Ghostbusters concept, where you have to trap them, and it's kind of interesting how you have to wrangle these ghosts over the stream of the trap.
Definitely, it kind of turns out to be kind of like a mini game, because then you know, you got to sit there and you got to hold these ghosts, and the more people putting the proton stream on the ghost, the easier it is to get them in the trap. On top of that, you start getting skills like slam dunking.
Right, that upgrade.
Yeah, which is really fun to use, because if you can get the ghost in with like one swing of your proton stream, like it makes it a lot easier. You can move through the game a lot faster, but that also takes a little skill, and it stays true. You can't cross your proton stream. Yeah, I've done that before just to test it out.
Egon gives you the warning.
Yeah, he tells you not to cross your proton streams, and for all you Ghostbusters fans, you'd understand, but they really mean it, because it'll knock you literally on your ass if you do. And
obviously, one of the main components of being a Ghostbuster in the movies and the animated series is the PK meter, and in the game, I think they translated it beautifully into making it basically your map. The game doesn't have a map, so you're going to depend on your PK levels to know where to go.
On top of that, you want to be able to scan these ghosts like you're able to do in the movies, and if you pay attention enough, you could see what these ghosts' weaknesses are. You can go into your like dossier and get more information on the ghosts, check the database. In
the campaign mode, when you start the campaign, you're a nameless guy. You're basically just some guy. Even your badge says like rookie on it. You're totally anonymous, and the reason they give is because Egon is experimenting with all these new weapons and everything with the proton pack, and for the sake of safety, in case you die from these experiments, they're giving you an anonymous name.
Yeah, and it also gives it the player. It kind of puts them in this person's shoes, because the rookie never talks. Even when he's about to say something, something were to happen, they put you in the shoes of a Ghostbuster. Is basically what it is. The whole point of the game is to make you feel like a Ghostbuster. So you're not playing anybody else but yourself. You know, this new guy, this rookie. So it definitely plays in with the story very well.
It's definitely more like you're observing from your point of view of how the Ghostbusters are. I enjoyed that, especially the cutscenes and stuff. It's nice, they interact with you. You don't really get to say much, but at the same time, you're fully viewing the Ghostbusters experience. And I give credit to the game makers for allowing the original writers of the movies, like Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd, to actually write the entire script of this game. That's a smart move right there. And immediately, it makes the game legit. Bottom line about Ghostbusters, it's just a fun game. Fans of the franchise, you're going to love this game, no doubt about it. And if you're not a fan of the franchise, the game has enough traditional gaming components for you to like this game, I promise you.
Definitely a lot of good elements in the game. Keeps the game going. A lot of new stuff, and it stays fresh till the end, I have to say.